hold on. I'm gonna try and catch up with chat here. We missed so much with chat. I'm so sorry. Oh God. All right, let's see here. So all right, so AI said, donating instead of just asking, how do you keep committed to a project? Okay. Yes, I can definitely answer that for sure. Chat's talking about chicken nuggets. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. Don't care. I'm sure it's very important. And then you also gifted another 5 scholarships. Thank you. Thank you. It's overwhelming, but thank you. Also, just for chat, what type of nuggets do you like? Ah, there you go. All right. Is there more than one type of nugget? Huh. Well, anyway. So you wanted to know, how do I keep committed to like a project? I don't. No, I'm just kidding. I've always been pretty good at like going full bore, ignore everything, which is unhealthy. So what I would recommend you do instead of doing that, you just kind of have to unfortunately commit a little bit of time to the things you love. If you love something and if you like truly want to do something, you will find the time to do it. But I know that could be, it's not so much a time issue sometimes, it's more of a willpower thing. So in that regard, when you need a little extra willpower to finish a project, how do I inspire you to finish a project? I mean, aside from the fact that it'll feel really good when it's done, and you know it will. You know it will. But, gosh. It's tricky, right? It is tricky. It's not an easy... Maybe that's the route I should be taking here. It's less about the fact that, like...
We can access the security system to get eyes on this place.
I can't focus on 2 things at once. I can't focus on the game and talking. So, when it comes to working on projects and getting them done and all that stuff, for me personally, I like to set like a little list to the side and just be like, all right, these are the big 3 things that I need to do today or this week or whatever. And that helps a little bit because then it helps me remember, like, hey, refocus. Lemon, refocus, buddy. Come on. Like, stop. No, we don't have time for this Netflix show. We wanted to do this stuff. Get it done. And then, so that helps a little bit for me just because I need that constant, like, reminder. I get distracted pretty easily. But, aside from that, though, it is a struggle, right? And I think that's important to note. I think that might help a little bit, is understanding that people, it feels like everyone around you is doing something. It feels like everyone around you is like achieving their dreams and living the life and all this stuff. It's not true. First off, it's not true, right? Like, if you're on social media, please, like, I'm not telling you to get off, but I am telling you that you need to make sure that when you do it, you go in with the right head, the right perspective, because social media lets you craft a vision of your life that is completely detached from like actual day-to-day reality. You know, like your friend will post like, oh, I just did this thing. Oh, I just did this dream. Oh, I just went on this vacation that I've always wanted to go on. And it's like, and you'll get like discouraged, right? Because you'll think like, oh man, how are they doing it? Like, if I just got my shit together, maybe I could do that too, but I can't seem to get it together. And then that starts the downward spiral. When in reality, what happened is that your friend, you maybe cut a few corners to get that done, or at the very least, they aren't showing, even like, you know, in the best positive scenario, they aren't showing the 80 hours a week they just pulled at their job to make enough money to actually go on that vacation that they wanted to go on, and like all this other stuff. Everyone is struggling, everyone is having a hard time. It's not just you. And it's also important to remember that, like I said, that people often don't show that side of their lives because it's hard and it's messy and it's not sexy, right? You know, like you don't usually show that kind of thing. So what I'm trying to say is that I know it's hard to stay on task sometimes, and I know it's hard, especially when you see everyone else allegedly staying on task, because the biggest struggle with staying on task is going to be yourself. Like it is. It's going to be, you are going to be your biggest critic. You are going to be the thing that gets in the way the most of most projects that you do. And you need to remember that you're not alone in that. Everyone is struggling to do their things. Everyone is like tripping over themselves trying to figure out how to get from A to B. Some people will get there, but not without, bumps and bruises and everything else. And they're never going to show you those bumps and bruises, unless they're like your close friend, in which case you might know about them. But unless you're like talking like on a daily basis and like confiding in one another, you'll never know that. So it's important to remember. It's important to remember that it's the things in life, the best things in life are hard. They're not easy, but they are the best things in life, and they're worth doing. And when you're working towards some sort of goal, just keep reminding yourself that every time you do something towards that goal, even if you're failing in some capacity, it is moving forward. It is. So, for example, let's talk about like here. For me, with recent videos, let's say, I really want to focus on playing more games that are outside of my wheelhouse, like this one here. I think this is great. Yeah, the trumpets are really bolstering the speech. Yeah, is it distracting? Sorry. Yeah, so like I have been recently kind of struggling to write some videos. I have maybe 4 or 5 that are done, footage-wise. Like they're just done. They're ready to go, and all I need to do is write a script. And I'm not really feeling it lately. Like I just want to play video games and I don't want to write, which is weird because it's usually the other way around. I want to write. I want to play a game so I have something to write about, but I want to write. And I personally blame it right now on it being the middle of winter. It's freezing cold outside, and I don't really want to do anything. But I know for a fact that if I just kind of keep pushing on it, it'll turn into a good video. It might not be an amazing video, but it'll be a good video. And if I just sit down and start writing, next thing I know, it'll be an hour, and I'll have written for an hour, and and even if I have to go back and be like, oh, I didn't really like what I wrote, at least I did something. At least I worked on it a little bit, and it'll feel good. It'll feel good. I have to remind myself that it feels good. Even when I'm not feeling ready for it at the moment, if I give myself the time to try to do it, even if it's like I sit down for half an hour, I bang out a couple sentences and I go, nah, okay, well, it's a couple sentences. I did something. I got somewhere, and it works. So it's hard. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that set aside some time. Like take an alarm on your phone, like a timer, let's say 30 minutes, for whatever it is that you want to do. So just tell yourself, all right, today I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on whatever goal is. Set a timer on your phone for 30 minutes and then just focus on it. And what you do is you can try your best to focus on it for 30 minutes. If at the end of those 30 minutes you are like, oh, thank God, and you want to get off of it, whatever you're working on, okay. You are 30 minutes closer to doing whatever it is that you did or whatever your goal is. There you go. However, what generally happens, at least to me and to Kat and to anyone else that that tries this, usually what will happen is the timer will go after 30 minutes and you go, I'm not ready to be done yet. And so you set up another 30-minute timer. And next thing you know, you're just pushing through this thing that you were struggling to get on board with. So, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Probably not. But hopefully that helps you a little bit with whatever it is you're trying to do. Like I said, set a timer, set a goal. Remember that it's not just you that's struggling. Everyone is struggling to do the things they love. You can do it. I believe in you. God, my voice hurts. All right. Now that my inspirational speech is over, let's go. Chat's having a blast with that horn emote.